Every high-performing organization runs on invisible architecture, concentric circles of trust that determine how far ideas travel before they die. In sales, marketing, and leadership, alignment is the new persuasion. Because when everyone, from brand to buyer, moves inside the same circle, resistance disappears. Stephen Covey once said, "Trust is the glue of life." In business, that glue forms layers between individuals, teams, and audiences. At the center is self-trust, the confidence that you'll do what you say. Around it lies relational trust, how others experience your reliability. The outer ring is institutional trust, the reputation your culture earns. When these rings are misaligned, friction multiplies. When they overlap perfectly, communication becomes fluid. That's the circle of trust. Dr. Paul Zak's research on oxytocin found that high-trust companies outperform low-trust peers by 286% in speed of execution and by over 200% in engagement. Harvard's Amy Edmondson calls it psychological safety, a shared belief that no one will be punished for speaking up. Her studies show such teams make better decisions 50% faster. Daniel Goleman adds that trust activates cooperation networks in the brain. It literally makes collaboration neurologically efficient. So alignment isn't soft talk. It's a neuro-economic advantage. For decades, sales training taught, adapt to every buyer, mirror their tone, their pace, their posture. But new studies show mimicry without authenticity backfires. When people sense manufactured empathy, oxytocin drops and cortisol spikes. Faking rapport drains the circle instead of expanding it. Alignment begins where imitation ends, when your motives and theirs match in purpose, not posture. You remember Eddie, the rookie who learned to listen and built momentum through integrity. Now he's managing a team. One day, his top rep loses a major client because marketing promised a feature that doesn't exist. Old Eddie would have blamed marketing. New Eddie gathers both teams and asks, "Where did the circles break?" They map it out. Promises here, delivery there, gap in the middle. They realize the issue isn't the feature. It's misaligned expectations. By closing that gap, they rebuild faster than competitors can copy. Alignment, not apology, restores the relationship. Harvard Business School found that 94% of customers stay loyal when expectations are met, even if price or speed fluctuate. Predictability feels like safety. In the circle of trust, predictability is persuasion. Every clear process, honest timeline, and transparent answer becomes another orbit of reliability. Robert Cialdini called it commitment and consistency. Once people believe you're steady, they align subconsciously with your rhythm. Simon Sinek says people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. But they stay because how you do it feels consistent with why. When your brand promise, internal behavior, and customer experience all tell the same emotional story, energy compounds instead of leaking. That's alignment in motion. Leaders extend the circle or break it. Every micro-decision, returning a call, honoring a promise, admitting an error, either widens or shrinks the radius. In servant leadership, authority is transferred, not hoarded. When a leader says, "You decide, I trust you," the circle expands instantly. Research by Gallup shows employees who strongly trust leadership are 7 times more likely to be engaged and 12 times more likely to recommend the company. Trust scales culture the way gravity scales the universe. It keeps everything in orbit. To design your own circles of trust, start by clarifying intent. If people don't know why you do what you do, they'll invent a reason, and it's rarely flattering. Next, communicate consistency. Use the same voice in marketing, sales, and service. Mixed messages create centrifugal force, spinning trust outward. Third, close feedback loops fast. Every unanswered email, ignored comment, or silent complaint slows rotation. Respond, and the circle accelerates. Finally, celebrate alignment publicly. When marketing and sales act as one, tell that story. It teaches everyone what right alignment feels like. Humans are wired to detect belonging cues in milliseconds. MIT researcher Alex Pentland found that 35% of team performance variance comes from social signaling patterns, eye contact, tone, posture, all reflections of trust alignment. When buyers sense belonging, they relax into relationship instead of bracing for persuasion. And when teams sense belonging, they create magnetic customer experiences naturally. The circle of trust is not a diagram, it's a feeling. Alignment is how trust scales from one conversation to an entire culture. But how do you maintain momentum when communication loops infinitely between brand, buyer, and market? In the next chapter, we'll explore the Mobius method, how nonlinear communication turns transparency into infinite trust. If you're ready to see how aligned your own trust circles are, download the Applied Sales Psychology Manifesto. The link is in the comments. You can also take your trust conversion audit trademark access. Through the comments, you'll uncover where alignment breaks, where credibility compounds, and how to create predictable trust in every relationship. Because in the end, persuasion doesn't push, it pulls, and alignment is the gravity that makes it effortless.